in order for you to actually get to the profitability, you need to analyze your mistakes and what's not working. Obviously, not every single trade in the same setup is going to work all the time, but something will stand out. What's up, everyone? Stan here from FundingTraders.com. And in today's video, I want to mention a few things. Number one thing I want to mention is one tool that everybody must use to become profitable. Without this tool, you will never be profitable. That tool is journaling. I will discuss why you should do it, how to do it properly. I will also mention a few things that are happening with prop firms. We are implementing new rules where we are removing actually older rules. We will remove the consistency rule of 2%. And we will implement it automatically by ourselves. Meaning, if your trade loses more than 2%, we're going to close it, but you can get to keep to trade your account, obviously, unless you reach your maximum allowable loss of 10% or whatever. If one of your trades loses more than 2%, we will kill it ourselves in order to protect our capital and in order for you to learn how to be consistent by winning consistently with many trades, not just one-hit wonders. And that brings me to rule number 2 that we'll be discussing is consistency score. Basically, a lot of newbie traders, they YOLO most of their trades, and once in a while they get lucky, and a lot of them want to get funded, and simply we're not interested in finding traders or wannabe traders who simply get lucky. We obviously want to see somebody who's consistent. And this brings me to journaling. Why is it so important? I know it sounds faggy connotation, but you do need to journal your trades because you need to develop your bread and butter trade. So when you're a beginner, what happens is most of you guys are just shooting in all directions. There's no zero focus, zero ability to take the same trade over and over and over again because you don't know which trade works over and over and over again, right? So the reason why I always say in my videos that it takes 1 to 3 years to develop and become profitable as a trader is because you have to take thousands of trades before you identify the setup that you should be taking most of the time. Okay, that's called your bread and butter trade. That's the setup that you need to use all the time. That's your A setup. That's the one that will be making 80% of your money. And the way you find that is through journaling. You need data. You need a lot of data. You need to see what's working, what's not, because especially in the beginning, every new trader takes a shit ton of trades. They take 10 trades a day, 5 trades a day, whatever. Every day they must take trade. Fine. But the problem with that is you take this type of trade. One day you're mean reversion trader. One day you're using this system. Another day you're using that system. You're hopping, you're experimenting, and that's fine. That's totally fine. That's how you develop your own system and your own style of trading. But in order for you to actually get to the profitability, you need to analyze your mistakes and what's not working. And most people are too lazy and too undisciplined. And this business, you need to be super disciplined. Otherwise, you're not going to make shit. Not only you're not going to make shit, you're going to lose money. And then you're going to be, you'll become a statistic, right? You'll become the 98%er, 95% who lose. So if you want to be in the 5%, if you want to be in the top, you need that data. You need to find what works for you, and you can only do that when you sift through all your trades, and little by little you start noticing patterns. So what's going to happen is you take notes on every single trade you take. Number one benefit of that is you will not take the shittiest of shittier trades, right? Because automatically, just because you have to put it in your journal, you're not going to be just mindlessly clicking. You will actually think, oh shit, I have to fill out a whole journal page. Why did I enter the trade? What was the reason? What was the setup? Take a screenshot, take some notes. Why the trade was entered, why are you putting your stop losses, and how were you exiting the trade? Was it a stop loss hit? Was it a winner? Did you take your partials? Did you not take partials? Was it break even, etc.? All these notes. It takes discipline. So if you're just willy-nilly taking trades, that automatically stops you from doing dumb shit. That's number one. Number two, after about a month or two of you actually doing all the trades, journaling all the trades, you will be able to spot certain patterns that work. You're going to say, okay, this type of trades, they have been working for me consistently. Obviously, not every single trade in the same setup is going to work all the time, but something will stand out. I swear to God, with all my students, with all my friends, with all my mentors, every single one of them went through that process. Okay. You will start seeing patterns of your own trading, what you shouldn't take and what you should be doing more of. And that's why it takes about 1 to 2, 3 years, because you have to take thousands of trades essentially to develop and identify that bread and butter. And then all you have to do is just take that fucking trade. No, it doesn't set up every single day. And yes, you have to be patient. And that's why when people come to, especially newcomers to this business, they come, they send out for signal services. How many trades do you give a day? It's not about the fucking amount of trades. It's about the quality of a trade. You might take one trade and you'll make more money from that one trade than some jack off who took hundreds and hundreds of trades, paid all these commissions to the broker, like in all these memes that we see on the internet. The trader comes to an accountant to do taxes. You took 10,000 trades and you made $2 profit, right? So instead of doing quantity and just spraying and praying, identify what works for you, for your personality, for your schedule, for your preferences in trading. Some people like scalping, some people like holding for swing trades. So once you identify your psyche, your ability to withstand the pressures, your sizing, and your bread and butter trade, that's when you're going to become profitable. Okay. When you start taking, there's no such thing as A setup, B setup, C setup. Well, that's bullshit. You only have to take A setup, and that's what makes trading so difficult, is sitting on your hands and do nothing. And I give this example all the time. When I first started, I would take 5 trades a day. My boss would take 2 trades the whole week, and he would make a shit ton of money. Obviously, I would generate a lot of fees, but spinning a lot of wheels, because most 80% of those trades that I would be taking, they were break even, win some, lose some, and total outcome was break even. So it was a waste of fucking time. So that's why you need to eliminate all these meaningless and stupid trades. And again, I understand you're a new guy, and for a new guy, there's so many trading styles, so many setups that you read in the books, so many indicators, so many combinations of everything. What do you approach? Well, that's why it takes 1 to 2 to 3 years, because you need to try a lot of things and see what sticks and what works for you. And that just takes a lot of time, a lot of effort. That's why I always say this business is 24/7 business. It will, at least in the beginning, you'll have to live, breathe, and shit markets. Most successful guys, they don't go to clubs, they don't fuck around. Gym, outside activity, maybe, sports activity, whatever, fine. If you think you're just gonna be driving on a Lambo smoking cigars all day, that's bullshit. That's Instagram nonsense that they're trying to sell you some nonsense. They are making money by selling you garbage. And that's how they drive Lamborghini smoking cigars. Because if you're a trader, you need to be in the market. It's a 24/7 thing. That takes dedication, especially in the beginning. You have to be passionate about it. You have to play around with all the indicators, with all the setups. And over time, when you keep journaling, you will start spotting the ones that stick out. Unless you're a complete fucking retard, every single person that I know in trading, actually, that's what happens. They go through this process, they start spotting what works, what doesn't work, what they thought was working, and all of a sudden, statistically, they see that this is not working. They change things up, and that's when you start trimming and cutting out all the bullshit and keeping what works for you, the bread and butter trade. And yes, after you become more experienced, you can add a few more things to your arsenal. So, for example, I have trend trading setups. I also have mean reversion trading setups as well. But I understand which environment I'm in, what I'm doing, and how it looks like from the fundamental perspective as well. But regardless, all you have to do is find that bread and butter trade. Might take you a year, but with journaling, it will speed it up. I'm telling you, within a month or 2, you keep trading, and you don't even have to trade live. Just keep trading demo. Doesn't matter. Keep journaling. You have to outline the reason for entry, what's the setup, and before your expectations with the before picture, and then take a picture after the trade is completed, one way or another. And after you have 100 entries, you will start seeing patterns, or after 50 entries, you will start seeing patterns that will enable you to get to profitability. And then you can send me a case of cigars and say, thank you, Stan. Also, for our US, and as well international traders, we are launching FundingFeatures.com, which will be the futures trading platform. And I'll give a little preview and more details in a next video. But for now, as a gift for those who listened and stayed till the end, this t-shirt, this company is they make custom tennis rackets. Play tennis, as maybe a lot of you are aware. Anyway, so they make custom rackets, and I made one of the gifts I will give you. The first person who guesses, they go on the website and there's a custom version 5 racket. The first person that guesses the head size that I use and the weight, you get one guess only. Pick wisely, so to speak. The head size and the weight, and you write it in our Discord, you will get $100,000 account. That's will be our giveaway. Anyway, journal, motherfuckers. I'll see you in the next video.